So many games are like right click to move your unit. Kind of makes me think I should go back and check on They Are Billions. If I can get back into that one. I played quite a bit of it. In fact, let me check and see what my playtime is on that. I didn't stream it. I was kind of playing that in my off time. Oh, put in more time than I thought I did. 51 hours. It was a fun game. I did not beat it. Not yet. That one is an example of a game that I'm pretty sure it's considered a full release, but it's still rough around the edges. The concept, though, was enough. Yeah. It was considered a full release June 18th of last year. But concept-wise, it sells itself. And in execution, in the appearance of the game, like in the graphic, like not just the graphics, but the detail, the sheer number of like enemies and things like that, that's still a really cool, unique idea. Though more and more games now are going for the let's see how many enemies we can cram on the screen to kind of blow your mind gimmick. But it does still seem really cool. I remember back when you couldn't have more than like a few characters on the screen at one time without really lagging your game, so it's really neat that they've kind of overcome that obstacle. All that is to say, the voice acting is just really rough, and there's not much of a story other than go forth, remaining humans, and reclaim land for humanity. Can we get up there? Come on. There you go. Keep going up. Oh, we can't go up here. Can we go? Oh, we're fine. We'll just go left here. And we'll collect moss. We need 5. Now, we still have to find 2 more wood, but I'm hoping the new area that we're going to go into might have some wood. That'd be cool. I was hoping that was a coal that we could pick up. It was not. This one is, though. And you only need 1 enemy in this game to turn it on its head. That's true. If like an enemy showed up out of nowhere and we were running away at this speed being chased by a snail, I'd be like, my god, the demon. I'm gonna pick up more on the way over here, see if anything's changed in this cave. Clumps. He has an urge to collect more, so I wonder if there's more we can do with moss. If not, that would be fine too, I guess. It's a thing to do. And of course, there's moss at the very back of the cave. That was an inspect moss. Must have been the one we just picked up, yeah. Anything we can do at the dead end? No. Okay, let's head back. Gotta skedaddle. No worries. Check back on the VOD later if you want to see how far we get tonight. And I'll be back on Sunday. If not before then, but it'll at least be Sunday. Always cool to have you around, Strat. Thanks for joining. Have a good night. Have a good morning. Alright, we'll head in here and just check on that puddle, even though I know it's not full yet. I swear these little lag spikes make it feel like I'm playing on a CD-ROM. I guess I'll look to the left first too. Why not? We'll get all the moss. You never know, we might need 50 later. I kind of like the idea of holding the mouse just a little bit higher so he's not staring at the ground when he's walking. Makes him seem just a little bit more lighthearted. Nope, some right there. Not too bored. Can't have him being bored. If he's bored, then some right there, but that's a very small window. There we go. That last one was special. We will name it Kate. I wonder if there's anything we could do with the water later or anything. It's kind of cool. You can see it's filling up. I wonder if you just stood here and did a time lapse of this room, if it would actually fill up before your eyes, or if it's something that just kind of loads when you enter the room. Would he swim? A few more weeks. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if he would swim across. I didn't mean to jump. Like, if I stand in the water, will he say anything? Kind of like a bath. So it got pretty quiet. I really wanted into that library. That's got to be a huge fast forward button if it's full of books. That water drop. Alright, let's head home. And we get some music back. We are, aside from like the 10 minutes or so that we spent in the Hall of Eternity, we're about an hour in to stream. And you knock another 2 hours off from his day. I have a hard time believing that the 3 books that we found wouldn't accomplish that. And we'll knock off as much time as we can with those books. Moss. While he's walking, let me find something. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Or if I can easily drop this in. If I can make a new layer here. Drag and drop. Oh, come on, do I have to save it? There we go. My children, I bring you love. It comes in peace. That's pretty handy. I've never really used that before. We should show more stuff on stream. Also, I kind of feel bad making fun of the Shade. I mean, he hasn't done anything to us. But you know what? That's probably the most altruistic version of Mr. Burns that ever existed, so. Then again, I haven't watched The Simpsons in like, honestly, 10 years. Well, with the exception of the occasional clip or like it's on at like a office building or a doctor's office or something like that, but like I haven't actually gone out of my way to watch a whole episode of The Simpsons. And I love The Simpsons. I love Matt Groening. I love Futurama. And I guess like any old school Simpsons fan, or I was about to do the rabbit ears, so I was going to say real Simpsons fan. I mean, you can be a fan of the new stuff if you want, but I just, growing up, as a kid and as a teenager, I got used to watching The Simpsons during their first like 10 seasons. As you do. And I maybe stuck around for like 15 seasons or pushing 20, but getting into the 2000s, 2010, I don't really think I made the time to watch very much. I've heard conflicting opinions too, that it's gotten better again in some ways, that it really had like a dry run there for a while of not being as funny, and then there were like comparisons with Family Guy in that let's get Mr. Burns off the screen, in that, you know, the show would start and then pivot into a completely different story after the intro. But I haven't seen it myself to make a judgment, so. Probably time, though. Probably time for the Simpsons chickens to come home to roost. Surely they won't keep it going for like 50 years. They can, I guess. I feel like they're gonna go until Dan Castellaneta doesn't want to do. Is it Dan or Don? I think it's Dan. Until he doesn't want to do Homer's voice anymore. Dan Castellaneta. But I mean, who knows? He's got all that Homer money. He might want to do it for another 20 years. Just once I would like to see the king, like, as we walk by, just like shift a little bit, like scratch his beard, go back to sleep. But I guess it would be a true slumber. He was listless. Listful? I feel like I used listless in the opposite way that it was meant to be used. If he was twitchy, I'll use twitchy. Alright, oh, our fire's still going. Well, probably because time was passing slower outside of our room. Yeah, we could pass 9 or 10 seconds at a time playing music. Look at the hourglass. here's our other rug. We're passing 8 seconds at a time right now with the fire. 7, 8. 7 to 8 seconds. Read a book. Ooh, you know, we might want to start the fire again. We'll watch it for a second. We already read Metamorphoses. Do we have the 6 Swans? I think so. We can give you more time for that. Fables 1, we had that one. Right, we had a full stack. So we got Thus Spoke Zarathustra 2, which is 154 pages. Fire's gonna go out any second, like after like a couple pages or so, I bet. Let's start another fire. Because what's interesting is the fire gives you a boost, but then also burns out in a certain amount of time. So if you just had all these boosts, you could like start a fire, it would contribute to the speed, but then burn out very quickly. Let's put that away for a sec. Start another fire. Read a book. Zarathustra 2. There we go. We'll knock some of that time off. We're not skipping it. The Shade is definitely reading it. When, however, Zarathustra had spoken these words, the violence of his pain and a sense of the nearness of his departure from his friends came over him, so that he wept aloud and no one knew how to console him. In the night, however, he went away alone and left his friends. Cask of Amontillado. It's only 13 pages. For the half of a century, no mortal has disturbed them. In pace requiescat. Probably pronounced that terribly. Zarathustra 3. Ooh, are we gonna be able to get... Oh, the fire burned out again. I mean, I guess we get the same amount of time from the book. I don't know if we get a multiplier for the book. I don't know if the fire's helping actually with that, but I'm hoping we get down to noon. Come on. The fire's burning so quickly. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna matter whether the fire's going or not. Okay, good. We're past noon. In fact, we're past 11. Or we're past the 11th hour. All right. Well, let's draw as well. Let's make that louse. Black and white, black and red, black and yellow, black and blue. It's a combination. House. Family. Savior. How much of a story these tell? The poem. The fall. The throne is his chair. The leaf, the abyss. Let's get just blue. There's louse. Do we have louse in black? We did. We had louse in black. Let's do louse in blue. We haven't done much blue. Or yellow. Let's do blue. Or red. Blue. Do blue. I don't know if it's less of a bonus for a picture with one color or multiple colors, but he wanted the lice. Maybe to remind him that he does have some hair. You can never have enough lice pictures. I mean, is that a clue that this is like a really good picture to have a bunch of? What are we passing now? 4, 5, 4.5 seconds per second. Might move the rug downstairs. If we can. I don't even know if we can do that because we can't see it. I don't know. Let's go check. Check on that moss. Let's see if anything has changed there. And while he's walking, I'll grab another drink. I feel like that flew by. You know what, we'll do water this time. It's healthier. All right. I see that we are nigh halfway there. If that. Just have to go up. Get more of these. Maybe we'll get one on the way back. I'm wondering what's up with the second Matic. Like, we did have that tip that trying to break into the gold room, which I think we're about to walk past. Maybe. Yeah, trying to break in here would break your Matic, so not gonna. So maybe that's what the second Matic is for, but I wonder what happens if you find it when you already have one. Maybe it's just like, I don't need this, I already have a Matic. We'll find out. It's like I want to pick up that coal, but I don't want to hit right click. It's fine. Deteriorated anyway. Such shiny stuff. What is the king? I need more context, right? I need more lore. And maybe we'll find more books. but I want to know more about the king's intentions, right? I don't like the sound of an apocalypse. He didn't say apocalypse, though. He said Armageddon. Is there technically a difference? Let's see what Google says. Difference between Armageddon and apocalypse. In a nutshell, we commonly use the terms Armageddon and apocalypse to refer to the end of the world as we know it. More specifically, though, Armageddon is a place where the final battle for mankind will be fought, while the apocalypse is the reading of the events that lead to the end of the world. There is also both a religious apocalypse that we will be able to do nothing about, and the secular apocalypse that we might still have some control over. All right. So Armageddon is, yeah, like a place, or maybe even a state of being. Whereas the apocalypse is like the event itself. Pick it up. Got it. We've lit quite a few fires recently, so we need to replenish a bit. Let's get our map back up. There we go. We're close again. All right, I'm really hoping that it's been, because it's been 6 hours or so since he said it needed a bit more time. Fingers crossed. If he says it again, I'm going to assume that we can't even be on this day. We would need to be like another day, which would really suck, and not really a good way to describe waiting a whole day by saying just a little bit longer. Then again, for him, a little bit longer could be a week. Sure, pick it up. We approacheth the cliff. Fingers crossed. Alright. The nice HT map someone made. I'm still using my screenshot, so I haven't looked up any other maps just in case they had spoilers on them or something, but so I haven't really seen that. Here we go. No. Just wait just a little more. I want into this place with the white crystals. Like I said, I think that might mean that we can't do it this day. You had to close and reopen the game? We could try that. Sure, I'll try it. Let's go ahead and close. The game will continue on idle. Exit. All right, let's get it loaded back up. Syncing cloud save. Wait, indeed. All right. Maybe you just happened to do it like right in time. Darn. We'll come back. In the meantime, could go explore further up, right? We didn't hit a dead end. We turned around and came back once we found the mushroom because it was the end of the stream at the time. There are no spoilers. It's basically the same map, just looks really pretty. Nice. Yeah, then I'll see about looking that up. Dodging any spoilers I can in that subreddit. That might be a cool like poster to have or something. If the art, you know, all the hand-drawn art is good resolution, that'd be kind of neat. Let's go here. Were you here for my comparison a moment ago? Hello, children. I bring you love. Or if we should eat more mushrooms. If they've grown back. Try to experience more dreams for more lore. Also, his name is still just A Shade, which makes him even more like kind of insignificant. Yeah, I think the eyes are what really got me to think of that the other day. But yeah, just naming him A Shade, it's like he's the only one here. Like to us, he's not even the Shade. It's like him, us, right? Like we refer to him as ourselves if we're the player, but like to himself, maybe that's his name to himself. Is he's just a shade. Even if you don't get more dreams, free drugs and no consequences. Well, oh hey, this fell. That's new. Okay, let's head up here. I forgot about waiting for this one. I think this was like a 1 week thing, so that means it fell like Tuesday morning. Luckily, the stalactite came down from above to help me out. I just hope I don't get impaled by one someday. Well, that would be very unlucky. Here's one of the 2 pieces of wood that we need. Get up. Is that all that's up here, or is this a door? It's a door. Blue crystal. Is that a face? I don't like a face. Is that a face? Talk to face. Is this the friend to talk to? Hello, face. How are you? I'm well, thank you. How are you? Can you help me with these thoughts? How can I overcome the darkness? What lies beyond this cave? What will happen after the 400 days? What will happen? I will grant you my wisdom, but I demand an offering in return. 20 moss. Oh, I need more moss for the bed. We don't have the wood yet, though. Sure. As long as there is time, there will always be longing, and once all longing has ended, the world will no longer need time, and those without longing will no longer need the world. What is left? Oh, just goes back. Well, so there's an assumption that the world doesn't have to exist after 400 days? What lies beyond the cave? 5 disappointments. I have 8. Sure. Beyond this cave, there is light. Light is beautiful and dangerous. Light is without understanding. Don't trust the childish eyes of the young. They will fear you. Only trust the old and blind, who are not afraid of that which emerges from darkness. I mean, we would be emerging from darkness. Only trust the old and blind. What about, how can I overcome the darkness? Oh yeah, we have plenty of coal. The way to light is blocked by total darkness. You will only overcome darkness if you learn to become darkness. This way you will be invisible to it, but you will only achieve this if you delve deep, deep into your own mind in conscious loneliness. Well, we're kind of doing that already. I guess he's given us clues and now we can access the answers to each one of these. I like that he's probably in our own head, which means we knew these answers already. Deep, deep down. Alright, let's, sure, let's work on one of these. See how long it takes. These crystals take a while. So, I mean, it kind of is, it plays into the same thing I'm worried about, right? Like, it's the end of the world. We are is vassal the right word? We're the slave. We are a servant. There you go, because I don't know his opinion on it. We're a servant of the king, right? Maybe we're grateful to the king. He's given us this life to experience these things. But do we want to allow him to end the world? Do we have any control over that in the first place? Like, what if we go out there and make friends and then the king wakes up and he comes out anyway? It is a predicament. Like, I feel like my natural inclination, and I would assume the average game player's natural inclination would be to try to leave. Like, you want to be free, right? Is it good end, bad end? Is it worth it to do what we're told? Yeah, what if you just don't wake him up? I mean, the weird third end might be to just stay here past the 400 days and just be lazy in your room, reading Moby Dick over and over again. But yeah. So like there's probably an end that's, I don't know, I'm guessing. There's probably an end that's happy for the shade momentarily. And then there's probably like the end that you always knew was coming, the end to the longing, which is the king rising up, probably telling you thank you and then crushing the world. Oh man. But it's gonna take a little while. I'm at least getting one of each one for now. We can come back for another. Let's remember the face. The face place. Oh, we had remembered the place with stalactite. So after this, we'll go up past the spider. See if we can find another piece of wood. If we find another piece of wood, we've got to get more moss again, which means we might have to wait. I don't know if the moss may have grown back. I don't know how long it takes, but we got the moss before we read the books, right? So I feel like his messages are like every 5th, if I remember correctly. Or maybe there's 3 messages and it's in quarters. Because there's one where he says he thinks he's halfway. I wonder if this is I don't know what you're doing right now, but I wonder if this is, if you feel like, oh, I might as well play my copy as well while I'm watching the streamer play. Like, just have yours up on one screen, me up on this other screen. Do I want a time to possibly save me another 2 weeks in the game? It's not a spoiler. Sure. It's not like a story spoiler. I totally would accept tips and stuff. Yeah. tips that don't spoil any story stuff or any big surprises, I guess, you know, that would be fun to find on my own. But if it's a tip. Hey, Zero. Hey, from Zero. Not even halfway there. When I jump off the cliff with the moss, which I hope is coming soon, I'm hoping that we can do that tonight. Do not harvest it. Gotcha. Okay, and that makes sense. That means we can't jump down there until it grows again, right? Because to get back, I think it's like down a cliff, right? And then can't go back without jumping onto the moss again. That makes too much sense. How's everyone's night going? What new things have happened in the last 12 days? So we sat in the room when we signed off Sunday night, right? So about 3 days passed, 3 actual real life days passed at 4 times speed. So about 12 days passed with that. And we've been streaming now for about an hour and a half. We went to the Hall of Eternity and we walked for about 10 minutes one way and 10 minutes back, if that. Maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And we picked up a few items. We picked up a rug, we picked up a curtain, we picked up 3 books and a piece of paper. I think that's right. And we went back, we read the books, and we are waiting for this cliff right here and the moss growing beneath it, because it says there's just a little bit more time left. We passed time with the books, and I was really hoping that it was enough time, but I don't think it was enough just yet. Yeah, the time goes when you're offline, and you might as well, hey, he's halfway there. You might as well spend that time in your room where you have your bonus time going by faster. You get your bonus the whole time too. I just had him stare. I had him sitting in his recliner, staring when I signed off, signed back on. He had been sitting and staring for 12 days. Nice. Yeah, I could see myself making that mistake as far as harvesting the moss. If I didn't get that tip about not using the Matic on the gold, I probably would have tried that too. So the moss I harvested, that was just growing in one of the caves. I'm gonna have to go back and grab some more of that because we need one more piece of wood, and we need, I think, like, I don't remember how much we spent with this face, but we need a few more pieces of moss to make the bed again. We had enough, but we spent some for him to talk to himself at a face in the wall. But there's one moss that we've never been to, because we were waiting for it to grow to cushion our fall to jump off this cliff. And that we will not harvest at Ladies Game 2's suggestion, which makes perfect sense. You know, I'm not really sure what came over me as far as going ahead and grabbing one of these blue crystals, but, you know, gotta do it sometime, right? Maybe knock another second off of our per second rate in the house. Why don't I just make a cape out of my drawings and then take them with me? Beautify myself, and then time will pass faster as I'm walking around the kingdom. No, he has to be comfortable. I'm liking the music when we get it. And I'm really hoping that, you know, there's more to hear. Surely there is. There's gotta be more to see and hear. Like, I don't know. I just get this feeling that there's some stuff buried hopefully not literally, in this game that is going to be really cool to see. I do have those expectations. I have some high hopes for that. Not just the dream that we saw, but also, you know, just over time, like something happening, something changing, or uncovering something. I mean, it would be really cool if something changed about the shade. Like if, you know, maybe his eyes turned colors. Alright, we have to be getting there. So he says. Almost finished. Probably just another couple minutes. So we checked off talking to a friend, I'm sure, with the ability to talk to the face. So I haven't read it today. So when we go back to the room in a bit, we'll check, because I made the lice painting. We talked to this face, so he had someone to talk to. Hey! I'll go right up on my wall at home. Hey, Cole. So nothing's changed here. Wonder if he'll change what he says later. Goodbye, face. We will not be getting the other crystal right now. We will possibly come back for that. Oh, we will definitely come back for it. Who am I kidding?